Jane Galena here, also known as Airplane Jane. And in today's video, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about a personal subject that's, it's now something that has become something in my life that if I thought about back then, I might have done things differently. So it has to do with working in aviation and going through a pregnancy while working in aviation. I don't usually address my personal life too much, but this is something that's it's really touched me now that my daughter's a little bit older and learning things. So I want to reach out to the public as well to see if anybody's gone through something like this. If you are new to my channel, I am a stay-at-home mom day trader. So thank you for checking out today's video. If you do like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do know when I release a new video. All right, so let's get into it. So back in 2014, I was working as customer service agent for an airline up here in Canada, and I went through my pregnancy. Everything was going along completely normal until about the 8-month mark, and I started to have high blood pressure. I did end up suffering from pre-eclampsia, and I did not ever go on medicine during the pregnancy to help with it. Now, what is pre-eclampsia? Pre-eclampsia is a condition where the mother's blood pressure pretty much goes out of control. From the studies that I've done online, reading medical journals, I'm always curious about it. It turns out that it was likely related to the placenta and the placenta not functioning at 100%. In fact, early on in the pregnancy, I had a little bit of bleeding and I was concerned that maybe I'd actually lost my baby at that time. But it turns out that I had a split placenta. So I might have actually lost a twin at that time. Twins do run in my family, so it could have been that I did unfortunately lose a twin at that time. But my daughter also suffered in the terms of she had intrauterine growth restriction, meaning that she was born at a smaller weight, right? She was born at 4.9 pounds. I was also born at 5 pounds, so I didn't think anything of it. But later, with her sister being born, exact same head size and height, but much heavier at 6.2 pounds. And so then I really realized that there was something that happened during my first pregnancy that likely affected my daughter with who she is now. So the intrauterine experience for her left her as well with ADHD. We just found this out recently that she does have some ADHD, and that likely had to do with development while she was growing inside of me. I was reading NIH medical journals, trying to figure out all the ways that I could help her. She's now in first grade, and we're starting to see what is happening with her brain function. And so my question is really, are there any flight attendants out there, any customer service agents that were exposed potentially to jet fuel? I'm wondering if it has to do with jet fuel exposure to the mother, that it might cause issues with development with these babies. Does it cause preeclampsia? Does it cause autism, ADHD, heart disease, anything like that? Because, exhaust from any sort of vehicle cannot be good, right? And when we think about it, if a mother is breathing all of this in and passing it on to her baby, whether it's nutrients in the form of what she's eating, alcohol, secondhand smoke, this is something that the mom is ingesting in day-to-day life and exposure. So is it something that these mothers need to be aware of? And they need to say, wait a second, all of this exposure to these jet fumes really does cause issues with the children, right? Because ultimately, as a mom, you want the absolute best for your child. And for me, I didn't think anything of it at the time. I was excited to be pregnant. And what was interesting was there was a coworker that was pregnant at the same time, older than me, and she was having her third child, but she ended up losing her baby. And it made me wonder now, 6 years later, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, was that in relation to our surroundings, the exposure of jet fuel? So I'm really curious. I want to know if anyone else has any ideas, if that really does cause effects on the babies in utero, with brain development, with pre-eclampsia, anything like that. And in my next video, I'm going to be talking about natural supplements that I have discovered to help my daughter somewhat manage her ADHD as far as improving her education and how it's really helped her. So stay tuned for that one. Thank you guys for joining me for today, and I will see you soon with my natural supplement video for helping ADHD that I know at this time. It might change in the future, but at least that's what I know for now. Have an amazing day.